Alright, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on that show, and I'm here to talk about game number 16 of the season, first of a 3-game series with the New York Mets. Dodgers shut out the Mets. They get a 4-0 win behind 8 scoreless from Wroblewski. Only 2 strikeouts, but he pitched very well. Difference this year from last year is the hard hit percentage was like at 48% last year. This year's down to like 24% so far through his first couple outings. First one he had out of the bullpen, his first few as a starter went very good. You know, strikeouts aren't there, but like I don't really care. I don't care how many strikeouts he gives the pitcher. Just get me out. Strikeout, ground out, whatever, doesn't matter. Just get me outs, and that's what he's done. His first couple outings. To go 8 innings tonight was very good. Pages hit a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. Dodgers started off in the 1st inning with a single, and they struck out three straight times with bases loaded. Had David Peterson on the ropes in the 1st inning. He'd been tickling with trouble, and then the Dodgers finally got him in the 3rd inning to really put the game out of reach, to be honest. 4-0, the Mets weren't scoring that many runs. They didn't get a base runner until either the 5th or 6th inning. And I think they only had, they only had 3 base runners. 3 hits, and that was it. They didn't draw any walks. Dodgers only got 2 strikeouts, but the Mets were hitting a lot of weak outs, and there was like a few hard hit balls the Dodgers caught, so some good defense behind Wroblewski. But other than a few hard hit balls, the Mets offense is pretty lifeless once again. They get shut out for the 2nd straight game. They've lost 6 in a row. They even called up Tommy Pham and Craig Kimbrell. That's how you know they're desperate right now. But David Peterson, he was flirting with trouble since the first batter of the game, and then it finally beat him in the ass on the Andy Pages 3-run homer. The Mets now at that point hadn't scored in their last 14 innings. Different stadium, kind of more the same for him. What's David Peterson's ERA now? It's a 6.4. Like, he ended up with 7 strikeouts, but like 4 runs. He walked 4. He was really good last year at the start of the season. The second half he wasn't good, and it's really translating this year too. The problem was last year for them was pitching. They got rid of all the hitting while just getting Peralta. And they should have turned to double play. But you can only point out so many wrong things. Peterson's just not good. Their offense is terrible. The Mets batters have had 3 separate streaks of at least 17 scoreless innings so far this season, and the season is only now 17 games old. 17 games for them, I think. You've gutted the whole core of this team for nothing to change. There's only like 3 people left: Mendoza, Lindor, and Stearns. This is a pretty damn bad Mets team, man. Really, really bad. This team desperately needs Juan Soto, but one player shouldn't automatically just cause your offense to go back-to-back games without scoring and showing better at-bats. But the Mets have lost now 6 straight games. They haven't scored in 20 consecutive innings. I don't know. It's just a bad, bad team, man. And Tommy Pham is going to be the answer. As for Dodgers, they scored 4 runs. Could have been more than that if they could got more in the 1st inning, but honestly, it didn't matter. Dude, the 1 run they scored in the 1st inning, if they didn't score anymore, they still would have won 1-0. Believe it or not. Wroblewski, man, what an outing. 8 innings, 2 hits. No runs, no walks, struck out. He only struck out 2, but honestly, the strikeout, I don't care, man. We have a bunch of strikeout pitchers like Glasnow, Ohtani, Yamamoto. You don't need Glasnow or Wroblewski to be out there trying to strike out 10 batters. Just get outs. That's all that matters, and that's what he did tonight. That by far his best start in the major leagues. He can be a good pitcher, man. He gave the Dodgers good innings in the World Series last year when they needed him. I think he faced the minimum through 8 innings. When he had it pitched him off, so he pitched in the World Series last year. A little bit of a rough inning, like a rough inning against the Guardians, but other than that, he's pitched well his first 2 starts, and I just don't. You look, man, I don't think it's just a slow start for the Mets. They're just not a good team. You have poor lineup compositions, and continuing the theme of no leadership. They need a spark, but it's the positivity gimmick. They've been shut out, what, 3? How many times have they been shut out of their last? They got shut out back-to-back games. They got shut out yesterday. They got shut out tonight. I'm pretty sure they've been shut out in 3 out of the last 4 games. That's not just a bad stretch. This is just a bad team. But yeah, Dodgers rolled to a 4-0 blanking. Thanks to career best 8 shutouts from Blaski. He only struck out 2, but he was relentless in the zone. Just carved up a slumping lineup like he should. Impressive performance, especially given his fluid role, because sometimes you don't know what his role's going to be. Is he going to come out of the bullpen? Is he going to be a starter? You know, when everybody's fully healthy. What's his role going to be? So, let's see some of the young guys getting it done. Dodgers had an opportunity to break it open in the first. They didn't, but they did break it open with a 3-run homer by Paez, another big hit for him this year. And that was really the game recap. You know, Wroblewski with 8 scoreless innings. They get a run in the first, but leave the bases loaded, but they didn't whiff on another opportunity. Made it 4-0 with Paez, and then really shut down from there. Dodgers got a few other base runners, but they didn't score, but honestly, they didn't have to. Dude, with the way the Mets play, Dodgers can only score 1 or 2 runs, and they could still win the next 2 games. Because they have Yamamoto and Ohtani the next 2 games. Yeah, let's go over the stat sheet here, ladies and gentlemen. Dodgers improved to 12-4, 7-3 at home. They had 8 hits, 4 runs, no errors. 1 in the first, none in the second, 3 in the third, none in the fourth, none in the fifth, none in the sixth, none in the seventh, none in the eighth. Ohtani 0 for 4 got hit by a pitch, scored a run. Kyle Tucker 0 for 2, 2 walks. Will Smith 1 for 3, a walk and an RBI. Teo 1 for 2, 2 walks. Freeman 2 for 4, Paez 1 for 4, 3 RBIs with the homer. Muncy 0 for 4, struck out 4 times. Espinal 0 for 4, and how about Migiro 3 for 4 at the bottom of the lineup? Hitting 357 so far in the games he's played. How about that? Wroblewski 8 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Could have won the complete game, honestly. But Tanner Scott comes in for the 9th. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. A clean 9th inning there. Got the double play to end it. He lowers the ERA to a 1.17. How about that? And the Mets dropped to 7-10, 4-4 on the road. They had 3 hits, 0 runs, none in the first, none in the second, none in the third, none in the fourth, none in the fifth, none in the sixth, none in the seventh, the 6 or 7, and none in the 8th, and none in the 9th. They had no errors. Lindor 0 for 4. Lindor's been awful so far. You might have to take him out of the leadoff spot. I'm serious, man. You might have to put Luis Robert, how the fuck you say his name, in the leadoff spot. Lindor was 0 for 4, and he's been miserable. Lindor, Robert, 0 for 3, Vientos, 0 for 3, Bichette, 0 for 3, Polanco, 1 for 3, Alvarez, 1 for 3, Tommy Pham, 0 for 3, Simeon, 1 for 3, and Taylor, 0 for 3. You hear a lot of 0 4s. Peterson, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Craig Kimbrell, 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And Gerber, who? 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Scoring summary in the first, Smith singled, and then the fourth, and then in the third, Paez with a 3-run homer, and 4-0 ends up being your final score. The Dodgers take game 1 of 3 against the New York Mets. Really, the Andy Paez homer broke it open to really put this out of bed with how to really put this game to bed with how Wroblewski pitched. Really attacked the zone in this one. Defense was great behind them. when they need to make plays. But let's get to tomorrow's pitching matchup. It'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Noah McLean. And Wednesday, it's Ohtani against Clay Holmes. So Clay Holmes, the pitcher, was TBD. Now it's Clay Holmes. So it'll be Yamamoto and McLean tomorrow. That should be a pretty good pitching matchup right there. Yamamoto and McLean, and Clay Holmes and Ohtani will be Wednesday. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video here, ladies and gentlemen. So, leave a like, subscribe for more. Till next time out. Peace. Have a good night.